sound. Turn the page. I'm Different. Written by Elaine Reese Wyman. Illustrated by Dean Yeagle. I'm different. I'm different. Written by Elaine Reese Wyman. Illustrated by Dean Yeagle. Mr. X is different. He walks on his hands instead of his feet. When he first came to the land of the letter people, he didn't like being different. He didn't like it at all. The other letter people were happy to meet Mr. X. Everyone wanted to get to know him. Even shy Mr. C came out from under his colossal cap to say hello. Mr. X looked at each letter person. He looked at himself. He turned around and walked away on his hands. Mr. N ran after Mr. X. "Don't you want to play?" asked Mr. N. "Why did you walk away?" "I walk on my hands. You all walk on your feet," said Mr. X. "I don't want to be different. I don't like being me." "We don't care how you walk," said Mr. N. "Look at me. I'm different. I have a noisy nose. No one else in the land of the letter people has a noisy nose. I'm different, but I like me and I like you." "I wouldn't mind having a noisy nose," thought Mr. X. "It is different, but it's fine." That night, Mr. X dreamed he had a noisy nose. His noisy nose made noise and noise and more noise. "Nanny! Nanny! Nanny!" "My head hurts from all this noise," yelled Mr. X. He woke up. Quickly, he touched his nose. "I'm glad I have my own nose," he said. "A noisy nose is fine for Mr. N, but it's too noisy for me." Ms. T heard that Mr. X didn't like being different. She invited him over for tea. "I'm different," she said. "I have tall teeth.
Look at those teeth.
No one else in the land of the letter people has tall teeth. I'm different, but I like me and I like you." "I wouldn't mind having tall teeth," thought Mr. X. "It is different, but it's fine." That night, Mr. X dreamed he had tall teeth. He brushed, and he brushed, and he brushed some more. "My hand hurts from all this brushing," yelled Mr. X. He woke up. Quickly, he touched his teeth. "I'm glad I have my own teeth," he said. "Tall teeth are fine for Ms. T, but they're too much work for me." The next day, Mr. X bumped into Ms. Y on his way to the library. "I'm different too," said Ms. Y. "I have a yodeling yawn. No one else in the land of the letter people has a yodeling yawn. I'm different, but I like me and I like you." "I wouldn't mind having a yodeling yawn," thought Mr. X. "It is different, but it's fine." That night, Mr. X dreamed he had a yodeling yawn. He yawned and yodeled. He yodeled and yawned. Yi-yi-yi-o. Yi-yi-yi-o. My throat hurts from all this yodeling, yelled Mr. X. He woke up and yawned his usual yawn. I'm glad I have my own yawn, he said. A yodeling yawn is fine for Ms. Y, but it's too much yodeling for me. By now, all the letter people had heard about Mr. X's problem. They decided to cheer him up. They got together and came up with a plan. A wonderful plan. Mr. X heard a knock at the door. When he opened the door, he saw all the letter people standing on their hands. But they kept falling over. We're not as good at walking on our hands as you are, laughed Mr. D. We just wanted you to know that we like you, Mr. X. It doesn't matter that you're different. Friends like each other just the way they are. You know what? Said Mr. X. I like me, even though I'm different from you. And I like all of you, too. And from that day forward, Mr. X didn't mind being different.
By Mr. X was a great story. Right, everybody? Everybody's different, and we love everybody no matter what. Some of us look different. Some have brown hair or blonde hair. Some are short. Some are tall. Some are old, like Mrs. Marianne. And some are young, like you guys. All right, everybody? I will talk to you soon. I love you, and please go outside and play. It's very nice out today.